Red helmets.
Why would I
thought maybe you would have celebrated by wearing a red hat.
I'm not inclined to wear red hats.
Not a helmet. I doubt you have a Bills helmet.
No, I don't.
Do people have helmets?
Yeah.
Full-sized?
Sure.
Why?
Because
it's just a thing you.
Yeah, maybe you're collecting autographs on it. Maybe you just. If I had a room with sports stuff in it, which I do not have, I think I would have a helmet. Like if I were a person who had a room that was like that, signed jerseys, memorabilia, sort of like you.
Yeah, I have that.
And you've got mini helmets.
I do have mini helmets.
I think I would go, a big full-size Bills helmet.
Would it be red?
I don't know. I don't have a strong preference one way or the other. I'm the least interesting person to ask about the helmet stuff.
Oh no.
I know, right? What a bad job. What a bad person to be in this job. Yeah, call somebody else. I don't know. I'm happy that they're gonna do it. I mean, it seems like some corner of the world here, Bills fandom, has been clamoring for it for some time. It maybe reached its peak when Allen wore some red helmet at the practice, the big open practice they have at the stadium a few years ago.
He wears a blue helmet to that.
I saw him in a blue, but I think before that he wore a red one with like different stripes on it than we'd ever seen. And everybody thought, oh, is that a new helmet? And he was just goofing around. I don't know. Anyway, so cool. I like the current helmet. Fine. My favorite helmet. You know what? I undersold. I do have helmet takes.
Let's go.
My favorite helmet is the white one with the red standing buffalo.
Week 5. Week 6.
Still, it's fine that they don't wear it all the time, but I'm really glad. I'm more excited about that they're going to wear that at Atlanta on Monday Night Football, with Atlanta wearing, I think, black jerseys with red helmets.
Red helmets for sure.
Yeah.
They get to go first.
Yeah, so I'm excited about, and then they're wearing them at home against Tampa. With the throwback uniforms, the white, all white. That's my favorite look.
But is there a stripe?
And when they throw on the helmet,
yes.
I can't remember.
The throwback helmets the Bills have worn in recent years has stripes on it, which.
They didn't have stripes back in
the 60s,
in the 70s or whatever. When I first saw the standing, like OJ didn't have stripes.
I think that's right. Until they changed the logo.
Oh,
I think that's right. I guess I'm not positive of that, but I think the original. Well, it's not their first helmet. Their first helmet was silver with numbers on it.
Right.
But I think the 60s, the AFL Bills helmet did not have stripes.
Stripeless. Yeah, I guess I never noticed that. So
that would be better.
I suppose. I just like the way that red buffalo looks on the white backdrop. Whether there's a stripe or not is not that important to me. I understand if you have a strong preference one way or the other on that. That's my favorite look of theirs of all time. White uniform, all white helmet, stripe or no stripe, I don't really care. Red standing buffalo. Like that is peak Bills uniform for me.
It was funny. This morning I listened to Jeremy and Joe talk about the helmets for a while. And Joe was like 9 o'clock. Where is the new helmet? What are they doing? What about the rivalry series? When is this happening? He was like really edge of his seat about it. And now here comes his dad, you and me, to come along with our own fashion takes. This is probably dumb. I don't have a full-size Bills helmet. I have one, well, I do have a Seattle helmet from when I was a kid that's like closer to full size than the minis. Then I would have worn it. Like in the early 80s, I would have worn this Seattle helmet, and I still have it. But the only real full-size helmet that I own is a Baylor helmet with Robert Griffin having signed it. Like I have that.
What are you going to do with that? Sorry.
What?
What are you going to do with that?
I have it in a case. Okay. I don't put it on, but I have it. Right. And I don't know what plan. I don't have any plans. Why would anyone have
a full-size helmet? Like you have one.
I know. I have one. I also had just as a collectible, I had an Elway Broncos, like the darker blue one for a while, but I sold that.
Good.
I was going to say though, when it comes to good that I got rid of it.
Yeah, it's a horrible helmet. That second Broncos, I don't like that look at all.
It's not great, but it's a great signature.
Okay.
Elway.
Still,
one of those.
Good for you.
One of those where you can actually read the name. Every signature you should be able to figure out who it is, not like all the Sabres of the last 20 years, where it's thanks. Basically, that's like vandalism. It's like graffiti on a helmet. When we won at an auction an autographed stick by Matthias Samuelsson, and it would have had to take him less than 1 second to sign his name, and I feel like he ruined it. Because I'd rather have it be blank than have it be quote, signed by Matthias Samuelsson, where just like a quick scribble, like he's checking a box or something.
You'd rather have to tell people this is Matthias Samuelsson.
It's awful.
Stick.
It's awful. That's like every hockey signature I see now, autograph I see now is like that.
Because you have to tell people that anyway, even though it's signed, right? Or there's names probably on it. Right?
No, you would have to.
Yeah.
Middlestat too. I have 2. My daughter has these sticks. You have to tell that. You have to tell. I mean, it never comes up, right? They're not on display or anything like this. But if it were to, you'd have to explain to them or tell them who had signed them, because there's no way to tell.
They don't have the name and number on.
It's not even legible.
No, not the signing. I'm talking about like the.
Not in this case.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm sure those exist, but not in this case.
Okay.
If I had a full-size Bills helmet and I would want to display it, which why have it if you wouldn't want to display it? I think red versus white would depend on the color of the wall.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
like aesthetically what the room looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd want it to pop. So if the wall is like a color, I'd want the white helmet, and if it's white or off-white, I'd want the red one. How's that for a breakdown?
I mean, there's a take.
It's a power color.
The red?
The red is a power color. The Bills have not had trouble winning, but I feel like when you move to red, that should help you. It's more of an aggressive, it's the aggressive color, right? So I think, things are looking up. I looked up their record against the Chiefs all time wearing red helmets.
Oh, they probably own the Chiefs.
I wish it were something like that, but it's basically they won at the same rate that they've won all time with against Kansas City. Would it surprise anyone to know that the Bills have a winning record all time against Kansas City? 30, 26, and 1. It's close. When you think of the Bills play, now you think of them playing the Chiefs, it's heartbreak. It's awful. It's playoff losses that are like devastating losses.
But the regular season's been pretty good.
Regular season's been good, but it means nothing. It's meant nothing. And the 90s, you had a couple of kind of famous losses to them, but it was the opposite. In the playoffs, the Bills beat them with DeBerg and then with Montana. So 30, 26, and 1 versus Kansas City all time, 9 and 7 with the red helmets. 1984 to 2010. There were some changes to the stripes and the colors when they went to the Bledsoe years. The blue was a different shade, like that. Do you remember in 1984 having an opinion about the move to red helmets? I was 12, and I do not remember how I felt about it. I probably cared. Maybe I found it was interesting. The problem was the Bills were so bad, 84 and 85, that I don't know. I don't remember thinking about the helmets at all, like that it was a meaningful thing.
I don't either. Other than, 84 is right on the edge. They're terrible or about to be terrible. I don't remember what the record was in 84, but I know. 84 and 85. That's right. Yeah, 86 Kelly's year. So yeah, those 2 years. I'm already sort of drifting away from my fandom by the mid 80s, late 80s. I'm watching but barely paying attention. I'm just into different stuff. So I'm not at the height of my fandom. So if anything, I probably defended it because if the story goes that they changed it to try to help Joe Ferguson, my dad probably hated it because he was always very hard on Fergie. And I always defended him. And so my dad was a big Gary Morangi guy. And so I was in a position as a teenager by that point to sort of want to push back on that against him. But that would be the only reason I would have even paid much attention to it.
Is your dad still a big Gary Morangi guy?
I don't know. He might want to. I've been saying that for so many years on the radio, how he was hard on Fergie, and so Fergie was one of my first favorites, and he loved Morangi, that he might like a chance to rebut all of this, because I might be overstating it, but I just remember him always wanting Morangi to come in, because he didn't like Fergie would hang his head after he threw an interception and walked to the sidelines. He didn't like how he unbuckled his chin strap or something.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
And so he'd be like, we'd be in the living room watching, and he'd be, it could be the lead up to one of these moments where he would get mad enough to start swearing, and my mother would banish him to the basement to listen to the radio and leave me alone in the living room watching the game on TV.
And he would go?
Yeah, he would go. That would happen.
Wow.
That's one of those things that might be only happened once, that in my head happened a dozen times. But I remember it happening. I remember him going down there, and then like him just working at his workbench, and me peeking down the basement stairs like, you all right down there? All right, cool, whatever.
The 84 Bills. I just imagine your father, whenever Allen fumbles or something, like, oh, Morangi would not have fumbled on that play.
Right.
That guy. Right. That guy would have come through.
I have news for you about these white helmets from OJ. Like, I've got a Sports Illustrated cover from OJ. I think this is OJ's rookie year when he's wearing number 36.
Yeah.
And there's a stripe on the white helmet.
I'm hearing that. People are telling me that.
Yeah. So I should have said more strongly. I don't remember them ever not having a stripe, but there's my proof. They had a stripe in back, at least his rookie year anyway.
But they got there.
Yeah.
But when they were winning AFL titles, I believe they did have a stripe on the helmet. So I was wrong about that. Well, different is good. I think we had this with the Sabres. People care so much about what these teams wear. It's a little bit funny, I think. But you want to go back to when you were a kid, and that's what this does. The black Sabres jerseys, it would have been, it's a house divided. It depends on your age. I think there was room for somebody that went back to the eras before the black Sabres jersey to like sort of find it interesting if they wanted to do that. But if you were getting into the Sabres as a kid for the first time when they wore that, you'd want that. And I think that's what this is. But even though, like the Bills' Super Bowl teams, I'm in high school and college. Like, it was just pretty much perfect. But when I think of them you have that memory. When I think of the Bills going to the red helmets, they were kind of a joke. Like, even the reason for doing it was funny. Because the quarterback can't see.
Right.
Maybe this is the key to actually one time intercepting Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. Because for once, he's going against a team that's also wearing a red helmet. Like, that, he's never thrown a single pick in the playoffs against the Bills in 4 games. So maybe this will work if the Bills ever do that. But 84 and 85, oh my God. I'm not even the one to really tell you about this. I went to a couple of games those years. Nobody went.
Right.
20,000 people. There would have been possibly Sabres crowds that outdrew Bills games in those years.
Pretty close. Yep.
And I went to a Denver game. There's Denver again with young Elway. I think it might have been 37-7, and it's probably cold and miserable. And like, oh, this is really the Bills?
I want to choose to do this.
This is just really upsetting. It wasn't until Kelly. And then in 86, Kelly changed that. You didn't get to watch the home games on TV in those years, and you were probably happy about it. I don't know. Here and there, early 80s, they were good, and there'd be a couple of home games on, and that's white helmets. But anyway, fine with this.
Yeah, it is. Look, you're entitled, in my opinion anyway, to be as cynical as you want about it. Of course, they're just trying to sell us stuff. Of course, they're trying to, I think it's more offensive when the team isn't good and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing they've got is their history and your memories of it and why you fell in love with it in the first place. So they're going to try to trip those wires because they can't. They can't bring you back with a quality product. And that's very much what the Sabres have been here over all these years, including bringing back the black uniform with the Goat Lord logo on it. But the Bills are good and fine. You want to get fans of a certain age back in touch with something that made them love this in the first place. And by the way, you're closing your stadium down at the end of the year, and that's when you're going to wear these helmets. I am not here to object to that at all. Yes, they're going to sell a bunch of stuff, and you're going to buy it, and you're going to love it. that's the way it goes. Though I have no objection at all to teams trying to tap into that. It's something they're smart to tap into. Those memories are what keep you going. You know, I thought of that when you were nice enough. Well, I don't think you arranged for Danny Garrett, but he eventually wanted to come in and be a part of that birthday thing a few weeks ago. And like I said, I think while we're talking to him or after that, like, this is how they get you. I love Danny Garrett, so I'm going to love the Sabres until I'm dead because I love Danny Garrett. And what did he wear? You're wearing the stuff he wore? Great, I'm in. Like, that's not complicated, and it might feel manipulative, but whatever. I mean, we choose to embrace it. Again, you want to push back against it, you're entitled, but I think it's fantastic.
That seems like a lot of energy to waste on one game. I like how I never would have expected to. I'm sure when I was younger, I was much different. But I like how teams get creative with uniforms now. Like the Bills will wear 3 different helmets this year because of the throwbacks and then this thing.
No, it'll be 4 because they're going to have the rivalry series thing, which is a whole nother uniform kit entirely.
Which is silver or something, maybe a little bit.
We think. We don't know, but what's been leaked is, there's going to be 4 different uniforms.
Fine.
Yeah.
I think. And I never would have expected to think that. Wear your clothes.
Right.
Be the Yankees. Wear what you wear. But that seems very old-fashioned. All right, I'll just ask it anyway. Would Aaron Glenn put this Bills red helmet business like on the bulletin board with the Jets? Like sort of we're an exhibition game, Week 18 at Buffalo. We're not really probably not. I feel like already it's not like that.
I mean, it may be a part of, I don't know his style really, but, he's a football coach, so you're going to look for any edge you can find. The fact that it's the last game, like whatever the Jets' record is, I'm sure if they're terrible, like most people expect them to be, and have like 4 wins coming in, and the Bills, I don't know, maybe the Bills need the game. Who knows? There's a lot of, I'm just sad the backups are going to be wearing them. I don't know, 2 years ago they needed to win Week 18 to make the playoffs when the day began. So I'm not assuming, and I don't think they should assume anything. So it's fitting. Last game, fine. If I'm the Jets, I want to spoil the party regardless. Red helmets, white helmets, blue helmets. Wrecking that for them should be a part of the pregame speech. And so if he wants to get to like they're breaking out these old helmets as a part of that, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's a football coach.
Yeah, I don't think it would probably go that far because this kind of thing in sports now happens all the time where you're just sort of sampling new looks. But there's a little bit of Week 18, let's have a party to it, I think. The Bills have had so much success. Some of these Week 18 games, like last year, meant nothing. But even for just like 2 versus 3 seeds and different things, the game with Nyheim Hines running back 2 kickoff returns post-Hamlin, that was important, wasn't it? That was a game where Allen plays and...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the scenario was there.
I think they wanted that game. Yeah. So, it's a long ways off.
Yeah.
Week 1, Baltimore, regular clothes. That's actually how they're billing it.
It's part of the
wear your regulars
campaign for the game.
Wear your normals.
Regular clothes.
Regular clothes. At BetOnline, the Ravens are the new Super Bowl favorite. What did they do that elevated them?
Not announce new uniforms? I don't know.
I don't think they have. I think you're right that they haven't. Pittsburgh did.
Yeah.
That's a mess. That Pittsburgh.
The helmet. I like the helmet. But the
why?
The
what?
Uniform,
I mean,
I don't know.
Jeremy made a good point. They were analyzing how to do the new uniform stuff, and he's like, I agreed with him. You have to go far. You have to go far from what you already have to be able to sell it. And the Bills, with their normal blue uniforms, so to speak, to their throwback blue. It's not that different. I mean, a real fan would notice the stripes and the lettering and whatever else is different about that.
I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I love the look of the throwbacks that they'll wear twice this year with the standing red buffalo helmet, when they wear the all whites, the current all white version of the uniform, I like it almost just as much, even without the. I mean, I'd love the helmet on top of it, but it's not been that. I don't really notice the difference in the stripes or whatever it is. Like the all white look is just blows me away, regardless of how different it is one way or the other, from the real throwback to the current white jersey. I don't really notice that much of a difference. I suppose because I've never really looked at them side by side to try to differentiate. It's just not that important to me. I like the all white look, and you make the point. The ones they wear now aren't that different from the throwback. So I'd be surprised if you already have a white Bills jersey. Do you really need that white throwback when it goes on sale?
Right.
Now, this rivalry thing will be, I think, really out of the box as far as just what they've ever done. And it's a part of the idea here with Nike, being behind it. So that, will probably go bananas.
And we don't know when that'll be?
No, I don't know for sure when that's coming, but I think what I'd heard about that, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I Googled a couple different stories. I think they're going to announce them all at once. So there's no teams leaking this or that. I think the league and Nike was going to want to release those two divisions. Here they are.
It's only two.
Here's the first series. NFC West, AFC East are the two that are doing it.
Okay. Well, the Bills have primetime games in weeks 3 and 5 at home against division opponents. So you might think that one of those games would be the one.
Yeah.
Miami or New England, which is better?
It's hard to say without knowing what their stuff is going to look like. I don't know what kind of it might be like you turn the TV on and just go, these colors.
Who are these people?
What is happening? I'm watching the Bills and the Dolphins, and it looks like I don't even know. It looks like some team from Germany or something.
The Lions. And did the Dolphins ever have? I don't think they did. They never had a different color scheme. Miami. They popped right in with aquamarine in the late '60s.
Yeah, I don't remember them in anything else ever.
Fun.